Many people are curious about which stars have crossed the line and been unfaithful, leading to some of the most talked about betrayals in Hollywood. These stories reveal a side of celebrities that fans rarely see, involving secret affairs, public scandals, and broken marriages. Some of the most surprising betrayals come from well-loved actors and actresses who seemed perfect on screen, but had complex personal lives behind the scenes. In this list, we focus on the 35 most notorious cases of infidelity, showing how these stars' choices cause ripples in their careers and personal relationships. From dramatic revelations to shocking reconnections, these stories keep fans guessing and gossip columns busy. Each case provides a glimpse into the struggles and temptations faced by some of the entertainment world's biggest names, shining a light on the messy reality behind the glitz and glamour. Get ready to explore the most controversial and unforgettable acts of cheating that rocked Hollywood over the years. After hearing the title 35 Worst Cheaters in Hollywood History, it might seem strange to include Johnny Cash in the list, but the story of his love life is full of emotional twists. Johnny Cash and June Carter's romance wasn't simple from the start. It began while Cash was still married to his first wife, Vivian Liberto. This caused a lot of pain for Vivian because she loved Johnny and believed in their marriage. Despite the difficult start, Johnny and June's love grew stronger. Their relationship was deep and true, and they stayed together for many years. Johnny Cash was known not only for his music, but also for his strong feelings and loyalty to June Carter once their love was real. The story shows that sometimes love can start in complicated ways, but it can also turn into something strong and lasting. Even with the past mistakes, Johnny and June's relationship became one of the most famous and admired in Hollywood history. Their love story reminds us that true love can overcome many obstacles, and it can survive tough beginnings if it is genuine. Their story holds a special place in music and history, proving that love, patience, and dedication can turn difficult moments into a lifelong bond. Despite many years passing, the story of Woody Allen and Soon-Yi Previn remains one of the most talked about scandals in Hollywood history. Woody Allen, a well-known filmmaker and actor, became involved in a highly publicized controversy when his relationship with Soon-Yi Previn came to light. Mia Farrow, a famous actress and Allen's partner for several years, had adopted Previn as her daughter. The relationship between Allen and Previn shocked many, as it defied the typical expectations of Hollywood and sparked a widespread debate about morality and boundaries. The situation was further complicated by the fact that Allen and Farrow had a complex history, with allegations and accusations that made the situation even more controversial. Despite the intense media coverage and public criticism, Woody Allen and Soon-Yi Previn continued their relationship and have been together for more than 20 years. This long-term relationship defied the scandal and remains a subject of interest for many, illustrating how personal lives in Hollywood can sometimes become deeply intertwined with public perception. The story continues to evoke strong opinions, with some seeing it as a provocative challenge to social norms, and others viewing it as a troubling controversy. The details of their relationship, the reactions from the public, and the way they have maintained their connection despite the scandal all contribute to the complex and often debated history surrounding Woody Allen and Soon-Yi Previn. Humphrey Bogart, known as Hollywood's tough guy, gained fame for his hard-edged roles and iconic presence on screen. Despite his rugged exterior, he had a secret side when it came to his personal life. During his third marriage, which was already filled with its share of turbulence, he secretly fell in love with actress Lauren Bacall. Their relationship began in secret and caused quite a stir in Hollywood circles at the time. Bogart was already married, but his feelings for Bacall grew stronger, leading to a clandestine romance. This affair was kept hidden from the public for a while, but it eventually became known, adding another complicated chapter to his tumultuous personal life. The relationship with Bacall, which started secretly, ultimately led to a new chapter for both of them, as they found happiness together after years of personal struggles. Their bond was marked by a fiery passion that contrasted with Bogart's tough exterior, showing a different side of the actor not often seen. Despite the controversy, their love story remains one of Hollywood's most famous and talked about romances, highlighting the complex lives behind the glitz and glamour of the silver screen. Their relationship changed the course of both their lives and contributed to their legacies as Hollywood icons. Bogart's secret romance with Bacall is remembered as a bold, passionate affair that defied the norms of the time, leaving a lasting impression on Hollywood history. Starting with Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward, their story is one of the most well-known in Hollywood. Newman was already married when he fell for Woodward. Their romance started while Newman was still married to his first wife, which caused a lot of controversy at the time. Despite this, Newman and Woodward's connection grew stronger quickly. Newman soon ended his marriage, leading to a swift divorce. Then, he and Woodward married each other, and their love story lasted for more than 50 years. Their relationship was unusual because they stayed together for so long, despite the scandal of their beginning. They kept their marriage strong through all the ups and downs of Hollywood life. Newman was known for his acting talent, but his love for Woodward was equally famous. Their story shows how sometimes life's complicated choices can lead to a long-lasting union. Their marriage was filled with mutual respect, care, and loyalty. Even when Newman was in the public eye for his movies, his relationship with Woodward stayed a private but important part of his life. Their story remains admired because it proves that true love can exist, even if it starts with some controversy. This part of their life remains a testament to their deep bond and commitment, lasting half a century. Later, Daniel Craig's off-screen affairs drew significant attention, particularly his relationship with Rachel Weisz. Their romance became a major scandal because both Craig and Weisz ended their long-term relationships abruptly to pursue their connection. This sudden change surprised many fans and media outlets, fueling rumors and speculation about the nature of their relationship. After they started dating, Craig's previous relationship was left behind, and he quickly married Weisz, which added to the controversy. Their quick turnaround from breakup to marriage was seen as impulsive by some, and as a betrayal by others. This scandal overshadowed their careers temporarily, but it also made their relationship highly talked about in Hollywood circles. Despite all the drama, they remained together and eventually married, but the circumstances of their union remain one of the most talked about topics concerning Daniel Craig's personal life. This episode in his life is often remembered as a notable example of Hollywood relationships that cause a stir, because of how suddenly everything changed. Craig's off-screen affairs left a mark on his public image, keeping him in discussions long after the headlines faded. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton's scandalous affair during the filming of Cleopatra made headlines worldwide. Their relationship started while they were both married to other people, causing a media frenzy. Elizabeth was married to her second husband, and Richard was married to his wife, but their connection on set was undeniable. The chemistry between them was so intense that it captured the public's attention and became a constant topic of gossip. As they worked together on the movie, they spent more time together off-screen, which only fueled speculation and rumors. Their affair was not just about romance, it was also seen as a symbol of Hollywood's glamour and scandal. The media closely followed their every move, often describing their relationship as a disruptive and passionate love story. Their affair led to both Elizabeth and Richard leaving their respective spouses, which was a bold and shocking move at the time. This event marked the beginning of a highly publicized romance that kept Hollywood and the world talking. Their relationship was seen as intense and tumultuous, with many believing that their connection was both genuine and turbulent. Throughout their lives, Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton remained fascinated by each other, and their affair remains one of the most infamous in Hollywood history. Their story shows how fame, love, and scandal often intertwine, creating stories that continue to intrigue fans and historians alike. The media coverage kept the world enthralled, and their affair became a defining moment in their lives and careers, symbolizing the complexity of love amid the glare of fame. Jack Nicholson and Angelica Houston's relationship lasted for 17 years, spanning from the late 1970s into the early 1990s. During this long period together, they shared many memorable moments and built a deep connection that was widely admired by fans and the media alike. However, their relationship came to a sudden and painful end when Nicholson disclosed that he was expecting a child with another woman named Rebecca Broussard. This revelation shocked many because it was a betrayal of the trust they had built over nearly 2 decades. Nicholson's admission marked the end of a significant chapter in both their lives, and it also brought to light the complexity and sometimes painful realities of relationships in the world of Hollywood. The news about Nicholson's impending parenthood with Broussard caused a media frenzy, and it added a layer of controversy to his already complex persona as an actor and a man. Angelica Houston, known for her own successful acting career, was deeply affected by the breakup and the circumstances surrounding it. Despite the pain, both moved on and continued their lives separately, But this chapter remained a notable part of Nicholson's history in Hollywood. The story of Nicholson and Huistani is often remembered as an example of how even long-lasting relationships in Hollywood can be fragile when faced with the pressures and realities of fame and personal choices. Henry Fonda, a renowned actor known for his powerful performances and iconic roles, is also remembered for a personal scandal that drew attention to his private life. During his marriage to Frances Brokaw, Fonda engaged in an affair with Susan Blanchard. This affair caused a lot of turmoil and eventually led to the breakdown of his marriage, resulting in a divorce. The revelation of this affair also shed light on the unhappy state of his marriage and suggested that Fonda lacked empathy toward Brokaw during their troubled times. The affair and its aftermath showed a different side of Fonda, contrasting with the reputation of a dedicated and sincere actor. It was seen as a reflection of personal struggles and a complicated romantic life that conflicted with his public image. This incident remains a notable part of his history, highlighting complicated relationships behind the scenes and how personal choices can affect both personal and professional reputation. Fonda's story in Hollywood includes moments of success, but also personal difficulties that remind us that even celebrated stars deal with issues behind closed doors. The details of his affair with Susan Blanchard are often discussed in the context of Hollywood's darker side, illustrating the human side of a man known for his career in film and stage. This event, intertwined with his professional legacy, continues to be a topic of interest, showing how complex life can be even for those who seem to have it all. Such stories often serve as memories of the importance of personal choices and their impact on others, including loved ones who may suffer because of them. The story of Henry Fonda and his affair offers a glimpse into the more personal aspects of one of Hollywood's most enduring legends, revealing that behind fame and talent, life can sometimes be difficult and complicated. Elizabeth Taylor's affair with Eddie Fisher is one of the most famous scandals in Hollywood history. Their relationship began when Fisher was still married to Debbie Reynolds, a beloved actress and singer. Taylor, already a well-known star, was married to her second husband, Michael Wilding, but their affair caused a media frenzy. The public was shocked as the romance between Taylor and Fisher unfolded publicly, and it quickly became clear that the relationship was more than just a fleeting romance. Fisher's marriage to Reynolds, which had seemed stable and happy, was shattered by the affair. Reynolds was devastated, and her heartache was widely covered by the press. As a result, Fisher and Taylor's relationship was seen by many as a classic example of Hollywood homewrecking. This affair not only caused a personal heartbreak for Reynolds, but also left a lasting stain on Taylor's reputation, cementing her image as a homewrecker in the eyes of many. The scandal was so intense that it overshadowed other aspects of their careers for a time. Despite the public backlash, Taylor and Fisher remained together for several years, although their relationship was often surrounded by controversy. Their affair remains one of the most talked about and scrutinized cases of infidelity in Hollywood history, symbolizing the clash between fame, love, and scandal that many stars faced. This incident is often cited when discussing the darker side of Hollywood relationships, and it contributed significantly to Elizabeth Taylor's complex legacy as both a talented actress and a figure involved in notorious scandals. While Warren Beatty is known as a famous actor and Hollywood icon, his private life has had moments of controversy. His infidelity became widely known when Carly Simon's therapist unexpectedly revealed that Beatty had been with another patient the night before meeting Simon. This revelation came as a surprise to many because it exposed a pattern of unfaithfulness that some had suspected, but never confirmed. The therapist's statement was unusual because it was not a typical source of gossip, and sounded more like a moment of honesty from someone involved indirectly. It made many people question how often Beatty's personal life involved multiple romantic interests in quick succession, and how secretive he could be. This incident added to the long list of Hollywood scandals, and contributed to the reputation of some actors as being less than faithful. Considering Hollywood's history with relationships and cheating scandals, Warren Beatty's case highlights how easily private moments can become public stories through unexpected confessions. This particular incident also shows how the personal lives of celebrities are often complicated and can be exposed in unpredictable ways, sometimes through the most unlikely sources. Fans and media alike wondered how such revelations would affect his image and relationships moving forward. The story remains a notable part of Hollywood history, reminding everyone of the unpredictable nature of fame and private life. The fact that a therapist's revelation could crack open a star's private world exemplifies just how fragile those boundaries can be, even for the most glamorous and powerful figures in the industry. It also underscores the idea that behind the bright lights and red carpets, many stars grapple with the same issues and temptations as anyone else. In this case, the unexpected disclosure about Beatty's infidelity served as a reminder that celebrity secrets can sometimes come out in the most unlikely ways. Fans and critics alike reflect on these moments and wonder about the true stories behind the glamorous appearances. The story about Warren Beatty and the therapist's revelation stays relevant, illustrating the complex and often unpredictable nature of celebrity lives. From the moment Marlon Brando entered Hollywood, he became known not only for his exceptional acting talent, but also for his complicated personal life. His relationships were often passionate, intense, and marked by turmoil. Brando's affairs were infamous, frequently involving betrayal that tore through the relationships he had with women. His love life was tumultuous, filled with a series of complicated romances that sometimes ended painfully. One particularly notable story is that he cheated on the morning of his wedding, showing how unpredictably turbulent his personal affairs could be. This act of infidelity was just one reflection of the many emotional clashes and betrayals that marked his relationships. His passionate nature also meant he sometimes struggled with commitment, allowing conflicts and betrayals to create a chaotic love life. Despite these issues, Brando remained a revered actor, admired for his talent and complexity on screen. His personal life often drew as much attention as his performances, highlighting his reputation as a man driven by intense feelings and often troubled by his relationships. These stories of betrayal and infidelity have made him a memorable but controversial figure in Hollywood history, especially in discussions about infamous affairs involving Hollywood celebrities, and his story continues to be discussed among fans and critics alike. Hugh Grant's scandalous arrest in 1995 for lewd conduct shocked Hollywood and the public. He was caught in a public place with a prostitute, which led to widespread media coverage and damage to his reputation. At that time, Grant was a rising star known for his charming roles in romantic movies, and the scandal was seen as a major fall from grace. Despite the intense public scrutiny, he chose to handle the situation privately and eventually moved past the controversy. However, what made his story even more interesting was his later behavior and opinions about infidelity. Grant has expressed controversial views on cheating and relationships, which surprised many fans and critics who once saw him as a romantic leading man. His perspective seemed to suggest that he believed infidelity could sometimes be understandable or even acceptable, contradicting the traditional moral stance that usually condemns cheating. This combination of a highly publicized scandal and his later outspoken opinions on the topic kept him in the media spotlight and added complexity to his public image. Hugh Grant's story is an example of how personal mistakes and changing beliefs can shape a celebrity's career and reputation over time. His experience shows that even after a major scandal, some celebrities choose to express their honest opinions, which can lead to further controversy or understanding. The 1995 incident remains a defining moment in his career, but his subsequent views on infidelity continue to generate discussion and debate among fans and critics alike. Marilyn Monroe's love life has long been a topic of fascination, often surrounded by rumors and speculation. Despite her fame and the countless stories that circulated around her relationships, much about her romantic life remains a mystery. Many believe she had numerous lovers, some famous and others less known, but concrete details were hard to confirm. Her charm and captivating presence drew people from all walks of life, and she was known for her magnetic allure that seemed almost hypnotic. Monroe's relationships often made headlines, fueling gossip columns and creating a sense of intrigue about her personal life. Yet, beneath her glamorous exterior was a woman searching for genuine connection, which added layers to her persona. The speculation about her lovers continues to be a part of her mystique, and her powerful attractiveness remains undeniable even today. Marilyn Monroe's love life, filled with rumors, contrasts sharply with her public image as a star. But her allure was something that never faded, reinforcing her place as an enduring icon. After starting her career with small roles on stage and in films, Gloria Grahame became known for her intense performances and striking looks. However, her personal life became a focus of public attention, especially her tumultuous love life. She was known for having an affair that caused significant scandal, but the most shocking part was her marriage to her stepson, which drew widespread criticism from the media and the public. This relationship was seen as controversial and contributed to her tarnished reputation. The scandal surrounding her love life overshadowed her acting talent and made her a target of gossip and negative press. As a result, her career in Hollywood suffered greatly, and she found it difficult to find work after the scandal broke. Her romantic decisions and scandals are often mentioned when discussing her legacy, and many believe that these personal choices played a major role in her career decline. Despite her early success and dedication to her craft, her story became one of tragic downfall because of her tumultuous relationships and the way they impacted her public image. The scandal involving her marriage to her stepson remains one of the most talked about incidents in Hollywood history, and her story continues to remind people of how personal life can influence professional reputation. Rob Lowe, well known for his roles in Hollywood and his charming appearance, became a part of one of the notable scandals in celebrity history. During the filming of the movie The Hotel New Hampshire, Lowe was involved in a cheating scandal that gained significant media attention. He cheated on Melissa Gilbert, a fellow actor, and his then-girlfriend at the time, with actress Nastassja Kinski. The affair reportedly took place while the cast and crew were working on the movie, creating a lot of gossip and controversy. This betrayal was a major factor that contributed to the eventual breakup between Rob Lowe and Melissa Gilbert. The incident highlighted how the pressures and temptations of Hollywood can sometimes lead to personal problems and relationship issues. The story of Lowe's infidelity remains a well-known example when discussing Hollywood's worst cheaters, capturing the interest of those who follow celebrity relationships closely. It served as a reminder of how complicated personal lives can be, especially when under the intense spotlight of fame, and how such scandals can affect the careers and lives of the stars involved. Overall, Rob Lowe's actions during this period are remembered as part of the bigger picture of Hollywood's complicated history with betrayal and scandal. Joan Crawford and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. had a marriage that was troubled by her affair with Clark Gable, a rising Hollywood star. Their marriage faced many challenges as Joan's relationship with Gable became more intense. She was drawn to Gable's charm and popularity, which created tension in her marriage with Fairbanks Jr. This affair was not a secret, and it caused a lot of gossip and public attention. Joan's actions led to a dramatic and public breakdown as her personal life became a matter of scandal. The heartbreak and public embarrassment affected Joan physically and emotionally, causing a lot of stress and image problems. Eventually, her marriage with Douglas Fairbanks Jr. fell apart, and the relationship ended amid rumors and controversy. The affair with Clark Gable is remembered as one of the most notable scandals in Hollywood history. It shows how personal issues, when played out in the limelight, can become part of the star's lasting story, leaving a mark on their career and reputation. Joan Crawford's romantic life was full of turmoil, and this episode with Gable is a key example of her complicated relationships. Her turbulent personal life reflected the challenges many actresses face behind the glamorous facade, and it remains a well-known chapter in Hollywood history. While Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy shared many memorable on-screen moments, their relationship went far beyond the movies. They kept their private lives deeply hidden from the public eye, especially regarding their romantic connection, which lasted for over 26 years. Their secret affair was one of Hollywood's most guarded stories, kept behind closed doors despite their fame. This long-lasting bond was complicated by Tracy's marriage to another woman, which made their relationship even more discreet. Despite their closeness, Hepburn was not allowed to attend Tracy's funeral, which shows how much their relationship was kept secret, and how Tracy's family wanted to keep their affair private. The secrecy was a big part of their lives, and even after Tracy's death, their relationship remained a topic of speculation. Hepburn and Tracy's bond was special, and it lasted for many years without the world knowing the truth. Their story highlights how Hollywood's golden era often hid personal relationships behind a curtain of silence and discretion. The bond they shared is remembered as one of the most enduring yet secret romances in film history. Initially, Clark Gable's relationship with Carole Lombard was complicated because he was still married to his first wife when their affair started. Their romance developed quietly at first, but it soon became clear that Gable's feelings for Lombard were strong. As their connection grew deeper, complications arose, especially considering Gable's ongoing marriage. Eventually, after a bitter and contentious divorce from his first wife, Gable and Lombard decided to pursue their happiness together. Their marriage happened quickly and was filled with excitement and passion, reflecting their deep love for each other. Despite the turbulence that marked the beginning of their relationship, they managed to build a life based on shared interests and affection. Their bond was so intense that it lasted until Lombard's tragic death in a plane crash during World War II. Gable's life was forever changed by her loss, and their story remains one of Hollywood's most passionate and tragic romances. Their union is a vivid example of how love can both overcome obstacles and leave lasting scars, leaving behind a story that many remember as one of Hollywood's most intense romances. After Frank Sinatra's marriage to Nancy ended, he found himself drawn to Ava Gardner, a glamorous and talented actress who had captured his heart. Their relationship was intense and filled with passion, often making headlines and stirring gossip in Hollywood. This affair was considered scandalous at the time because both Sinatra and Gardner were already well known and admired in the entertainment world. Their love story was marked by ups and downs, including memorable fights and deeply emotional moments. Despite the obstacles, the two eventually married in an affair that shocked many of their fans and peers. Their union was fiery and tumultuous, reflecting the strong personalities of both stars. Throughout their marriage, they faced many challenges, but their feelings for each other remained evident. Their relationship became part of Hollywood's legendary stories, symbolizing a passionate but complicated romance. The story of Sinatra and Gardner is often remembered as a key chapter in Hollywood's history of love and scandal. Their bond was intense and dramatic, influencing both their careers and personal lives. Their affair and marriage gathered public attention, adding to the drama and allure surrounding both stars. This relationship is a reminder of how love can be both beautiful and volatile, especially under the bright, scrutinizing lights of fame. Sinatra's affair with Gardner remains one of the most talked about romances in Hollywood history, illustrating the complex nature of love, fame, and the desire for passion. In the video titled 35 Worst Cheaters in Hollywood History, Audrey Hepburn is mentioned not for her scandals, but for the contrast between her public image and her private life. Known worldwide for her grace, elegance, and kindness both on and off screen, she captivated audiences with her charm and talent in films like Breakfast at Tiffany's and Roman Holiday. Despite this image of innocence and refinement, her romantic life was more complicated than many realized. She had several affairs, which revealed a hidden side of her often unseen by fans and the media. These romantic stories show that beneath her polished exterior, she experienced relationships that were sometimes tempestuous and full of emotional complexity. Her personal life included moments of love and heartbreak, revealing that she was not just an icon of beauty and grace, but also someone who faced the same struggles and uncertainties as others. Her affairs and romantic entanglements remain a quiet but notable part of her story, offering a more human picture behind her stunning appearance and illustrious career. This contrast between her public persona and private life adds depth to her character, reminding us that even the most admired figures can have their own secrets and stories. The video highlights her as an example of how appearances can be deceptive, showing that her life was far more layered than her image reflected. Despite her romantic complexities, she remained a beloved and respected figure in Hollywood, admired not only for her talent and beauty, but also for the depth of her personality. Her life outside the spotlight hints at the struggles many face in their personal relationships, emphasizing that fame does not always equate to happiness or contentment. As the story of her romantic life unfolds, it paints a picture of a woman who was both admired and misunderstood, living a life that was as rich and varied as her films. Although she might be remembered mainly for her elegance and her movies, her personal life shows that she was more than just a Hollywood star. She was a human being with feelings and experiences that shaped her beyond the camera. Her story continues to intrigue many who want to understand the person behind the iconic image, revealing that even the most seemingly perfect stars have their own secrets and stories waiting to be told. Harrison Ford, a well-known actor famous for his roles in iconic movies, has sometimes been in the media for reasons beyond his acting. Recently, he was included in a list called 35 Worst Cheaters in Hollywood History because of reports that he was unfaithful during his relationship. It is said that Ford cheated on his partner by having affairs with younger women. This behavior reportedly caused trouble in his relationship with Melissa Matheson, who was his partner for many years. As a result of these issues, Harrison Ford and Melissa Matheson separated in 2004. Their breakup was seen by many as a consequence of his betrayal and infidelity, which left a lasting impression on fans and the public. His actions during this time drew attention not only for the scandal, but also for the impact it had on his personal life, and his relationship with Melissa Matheson, who was a screenwriter, and his partner for a long time. The story has been talked about often in Hollywood circles, and among fans who follow his life. Despite being a beloved actor, this part of Harrison Ford's history reminds everyone that even celebrities face relationship struggles and challenges. It also raises questions about loyalty and trust in relationships, especially under the intense spotlight of fame. Many people continue to discuss how his personal choices affected his marriage and reputation, adding another layer to his already famous career. Fans who admired him sometimes felt disappointed by these revelations, but others saw it as a human flaw, reminding us that no one is perfect. Overall, this incident remains a notable part of Harrison Ford's story, a reminder of how complicated life can be behind the scenes for even the most admired stars. His experiences show that fame does not make someone immune to personal mistakes, and the consequences can be lasting. Such stories often serve as lessons or warnings about honesty, trust, and the importance of staying true to commitments in life. As the years pass, people still remember and talk about this chapter in his life, reflecting on how it shapes the image of a beloved actor in the public eye. After Sandra Bullock expressed her admiration and praised Jesse James during her acceptance speech at the 2010 Academy Awards, the public learned that Jesse James had been unfaithful to her. This revelation was a shock because Bullock had spoken so highly of him, and many fans had supported their relationship. However, shortly after her heartfelt praise, news broke out that Jesse James had been involved in multiple infidelity issues, which ultimately led to the end of their marriage. This scandal made headlines around the world and placed Jesse James on the list of Hollywood's worst cheaters. The breakup was especially public because it came right after Bullock's Oscar win and her emotional speech, making the situation more heartbreaking for her fans. The details of Jesse James' infidelity showed a pattern of unfaithfulness that tarnished his reputation. Many people saw this incident as a reminder of the risks of putting trust in someone who may not truly be loyal. The media coverage was intense, and Jesse James' name became linked with betrayal and dishonesty in Hollywood history. His actions caused not just personal pain, but also affected his career and public image. The story serves as a reminder that even celebrated and admired figures can face scandal when trust is broken. Jesse James' infidelity became a defining moment in Hollywood's long list of infamous cases of cheating and betrayal, which continue to be talked about long after the events. This scandal underscored how vulnerabilities can be exposed quickly, and how the actions of a few can overshadow years of reputation. Throughout it all, Bullock showed strength and resilience, quietly moving on from the heartbreak. Jesse James' name remains associated with one of Hollywood's most remembered cheating stories, serving as a cautionary tale. The fallout from the affair continued to ripple through the entertainment world, reminding everyone that even the most glamorous lives have secrets and setbacks that can come to light unexpectedly. Gary Cooper, known widely as a Hollywood golden boy, was celebrated for his charming looks and strong acting presence on screen. However, behind the scenes, his life was marked by turbulent romantic affairs that drew attention and gossip. One of his most notable relationships was with Lupa Velez, the fiery actress who was known for her passionate personality and dramatic ways. Their affair was intense and well publicized, adding to the tumult surrounding his personal life. Besides Velez, Cooper was involved with several other women, engaging in high-profile romances that often made headlines. His relationships were often marked by their drama, emotional ups and downs, and the media's fascination with his personal life. Despite his calm, composed image on screen, Cooper's real-life love life was complex and filled with passionate encounters. These affairs contributed to a picture of a man who, while admired for his talent and handsome appearance, also experienced the turbulence that often comes with fame, especially when it involves multiple relationships with well-known figures in Hollywood. His romantic life reflected the mix of glamour and chaos that defined the lives of many stars during Hollywood's golden age, making him a notable figure not just for his movies, but also for his tumultuous romantic history. After hearing about the scandal, many people were shocked when Ingrid Bergman's affair with Roberto Rossellini became public. Bergman was a highly respected actress known for her talent and elegance, and Rossellini was an acclaimed film director. Their relationship caused a huge stir because it was seen as a shocking betrayal to many. At the time, Bergman was married to her Italian husband and was considered a respectable woman. When news of her affair with Rossellini broke, her reputation was seriously damaged, and she faced harsh criticism from the public and media. She was even temporarily blacklisted from acting, which made her career difficult. Despite the backlash, Bergman remained strong and showed her resilience. Over time, her talent and dedication helped her rebuild her career, and she found her way back into the film industry. Her story became one of redemption as she regained her respect and continued to act in movies that proved her skill. To this day, her relationship with Rossellini is remembered as a scandal that challenged her life, but also highlighted her ability to overcome public judgment and find success again. Bergman's journey from scandal to tribute remains a powerful story in Hollywood history. Despite her fame as a glamorous actress and symbol of Hollywood's golden age, Jayne Mansfield's love life was riddled with scandal and controversy. She was known for her flirtatious nature and for having affairs with some of the most prominent men of her time. Among these, her relationships with Robert Kennedy and John F. Kennedy brought her considerable attention and gossip. Her association with the Kennedy brothers, especially her romantic involvement with Robert Kennedy, created a stir in Hollywood and political circles alike. Her passionate and often tumultuous love life did not stop at high-profile flirtations. Mansfield's romantic escapades ultimately contributed to her second divorce, as her personal relationships were often marked by intense emotions and public scrutiny. She was often seen as a woman who sought love, but found herself entangled in complicated affairs that added to her tragic and scandalous reputation. Her love life reflected a mix of vulnerability, ambition, and the relentless media attention she attracted, which kept her under the constant spotlight. These affairs became an integral part of her story, cementing her position as one of the most talked-about actresses of her era, often overshadowing her film career. Her relationships, especially with powerful men, are remembered as some of the most scandalous in Hollywood history, leaving a lasting imprint on her legacy and the tabloids of the time. Despite his charm and talent on screen, Cary Grant's personal life was marked by multiple marriages that often ended in divorce and a series of highly publicized affairs. One of the most talked about relationships was with Sophia Loren, a famous actress from Italy. While he was still married to Betsy Drake, Grant engaged in an affair with Loren that drew a lot of media attention. This incident revealed his struggle to keep lasting relationships and to stay faithful to his spouses. Cary Grant's romantic life was complicated, and his inability to maintain long-term commitments outside of Hollywood added to his reputation as a star. With a tumultuous personal life, his relationships often made headlines, showing how his private life was tangled with his public persona. Grant's multiple marriages and affairs, especially the affair with Sophia Loren, highlighted a pattern of fleeting commitments, which some viewed as part of the challenges facing celebrities in the spotlight. His story demonstrates how a charismatic and talented actor's personal relationships can sometimes be just as complex and dramatic as his film characters. Charlie Sheen, known for his acting career and charismatic personality, also gained notoriety for his personal life that was filled with scandals. Throughout his years in the spotlight, he had a long history of infidelity, consistently cheating on both of his wives, Denise Richards and Brooke Mueller. His relationships often became public spectacles, drawing media attention not only for his acting roles, but also for his behavior off-screen. Sheen's affairs and betrayal led to widespread rumors and negative publicity, contributing to his reputation as one of the most scandalous figures in Hollywood. His actions extended beyond infidelity to include other controversial behaviors that kept him in the tabloids. Despite his fame and success, Sheen's personal life was marked by struggles with relationships that many saw as tumultuous and chaotic. His repeated pattern of cheating and misconduct overshadowed his professional achievements at times, making him a controversial figure in the entertainment industry. This pattern of behavior placed him among Hollywood's most infamous cheaters, earning a spot on lists that highlight the dark side of showbiz, such as the 35 worst cheaters in Hollywood history. His willingness to engage in scandalous acts and betray trust contributed significantly to his notoriety, keeping him in the public eye for reasons both and less admirable than his talent. Later, news spread quickly that Jude Law had an affair with his children's nanny, and this revelation shocked many people. The story became a major topic in the media, and it contributed to Jude's reputation as a celebrity who often found himself in scandalous situations. People were surprised because Jude Law was known as a talented actor, but this personal scandal seemed to overshadow his career. The affair brought a lot of scrutiny from the press, and the public, making him one of the more controversial figures in Hollywood. His relationships and actions became part of public conversations about celebrities and their personal lives. Over time, this incident added to the list of reasons why some people labeled him as someone prone to infidelity. This event is often mentioned when talking about his career, especially in the context of his reputation for scandal. The story about his affair with the nanny remains one of the more talked about moments in discussions of Hollywood's worst cheaters. It showed how personal mistakes could impact a celebrity's image, and how public opinion can turn quickly when personal issues become public. Jude Law's experience with this affair serves as an example of how private actions can become part of a larger narrative about fame, relationships, and mistakes in the entertainment industry. After many years in the public eye as a successful actor and politician, Arnold Schwarzenegger faced a significant scandal in 2011 related to his personal life. It was disclosed that he had an affair with his housekeeper, which resulted in the birth of a child. This revelation shocked fans and the media and caused a great deal of controversy. The affair was not just a minor mistake, but a serious breach of trust, especially because he was married at the time to Maria Shriver. The scandal drew attention to the complexities of celebrity life and the ways personal choices can impact public careers. What made this situation even more notable was that it was not Arnold's first experience with extramarital transgressions, but it was by far the most damaging publicly. His relationship with the housekeeper and the resulting child became a headline story and added to his reputation for having made some questionable personal decisions. People debated whether his career as an action star and politician could recover from such a personal scandal, and he later publicly acknowledged the misconduct. The incident underscored how even highly visible figures can have secrets that eventually come to light, affecting their relationships and careers. Despite the scandal, he continued his endeavors in various fields, though the incident remains a notable moment in his history, reflecting the complex and often contradictory nature of public figures balancing personal life and fame. Kylie Jenner, one of the most famous figures in Hollywood, has often been in the spotlight for her beauty, business ventures, and family drama. However, in this story, the focus is on her mother, Kris Jenner, and her past relationship struggles. Kris Jenner admitted that her affair was a major reason her marriage to Robert Kardashian ended. She explained that during her earlier years, she was not as mature and made choices that she later regretted. Her admission gives a rare look into her personal life and the mistakes she made before becoming a public figure. Kris talked openly about how her affair caused a lot of pain and eventually led to the dissolution of her marriage. She reflected on her past behavior, recognizing that she was inexperienced and less aware of the consequences of her actions at that time. Her honesty helps others understand that even in the public eye, regrets and mistakes are part of life. Kris's story shows that growth and learning often come from difficult experiences, and her journey has shaped her into the person she is today. Fans and followers have appreciated her openness about her past, seeing her as more relatable and human. This story is a reminder that everyone has moments they wish they could change, and embracing those moments can lead to growth and better choices later on. Despite the challenges, Kris has built a successful career and a large family, showing resilience and the ability to move forward. Her past struggles, including her affair that contributed to her divorce, are just part of her story of personal growth. The lessons she has shared continue to resonate with many as they see her journey not just as a celebrity, but as a person who has faced her faults and worked to become better. Her experiences serve as a reminder that mistakes do not define us, but can instead teach us important lessons along the way. Kris Jenner's story about her past relationships and her realization helps many understand that everyone makes mistakes, and what matters most is how we choose to move forward from them. Everyone has their own story of regret, growth, and change, and Kris's honesty about her past makes her more relatable to many. The lessons from her life encourage others to reflect on their own choices, and to remember that change is always possible, no matter how difficult the past may seem. No matter the struggles, her story continues to inspire those who are trying to grow and find their way. Louise Brooks was an actress known for her brief but memorable career, which was filled with excitement and controversy. Her time in Hollywood was marked by a wild streak that made her stand out from others in the film industry. She was involved in several affairs, and her relationships often caused scandals that captured the attention of the media and the public. Some of her affairs were with men, while others involved women, showcasing her unconventional approach to love and life. This behavior led to a reputation for being rebellious and bold, fitting with her free-spirited personality. Despite her short career span, Brooks left a lasting impression because of her unique look and her daring actions. Her life outside the movies was as lively as her film roles, which added to her fame, but also to the rumors and gossip that followed her. She became known not just for her talent, but also for her scandalous lifestyle that defied traditional expectations. Her story remains a part of Hollywood history, illustrating a woman who rose to fame quickly and left a trail of controversy. Her adventures in love and scandal have been remembered as some of the most infamous in Hollywood's past, making her an enduring figure in the history of Hollywood misconduct and rebellion. Despite the fleeting nature of her career, her personality and choices continue to intrigue many who study her life today. She is often referenced in discussions about the more wild and scandalous aspects of Hollywood history, especially in stories that focus on affairs, secrets, and the breaking of social norms. Louise Brooks' life was a vivid example of how fame can come with both admiration and scandal, shaping her into a legendary figure known for her rebellious spirit and her short, turbulent career. Vivien Leigh and Laurence Olivier's relationship was one of the most celebrated yet tumultuous stories in Hollywood history. Leigh, a talented actress best known for her role as Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind, was already married when she began to pursue Olivier, who was also married. Their passionate pursuit of each other created a storm of emotions and complicated their lives significantly. Both Leigh and Olivier engaged in affairs while they were still with their spouses, which caused pain and upheaval in their personal lives. Their attraction and mutual desire eventually led them to divorce their respective partners, opening the way for their own union. Despite their marriage, their relationship was marked by intense love, but also frequent conflicts and volatility. The passion that drew them together often turned tumultuous, and their relationship became well known for its emotional ups and downs. They remained deeply connected through the years, sharing a unique bond forged by mutual fame and complex feelings. Their story remains a vivid example of the dramatic and often unpredictable nature of Hollywood romances, with a love that brought both happiness and hardship. Leigh and Olivier's relationship left a lasting mark on those who followed their careers and personal lives, highlighting how the pursuit of love can sometimes come with considerable personal cost. This relationship is remembered as much for its intensity as for the drama surrounding it, a testament to the complicated world of fame and romantic pursuit. Later, it is known that Smokey Robinson and Diana Ross had a brief affair that lasted approximately a year. During that time, both of them were married to other people, which made the relationship more complicated. Despite the feelings they had for each other, Ross decided to end the affair. She chose to do so out of respect for her close friend Claudette. Their relationship was kept private at first, but news of it eventually spread. Smokey Robinson, a famous singer and songwriter, was a significant figure in Motown music, but his personal life also drew attention, especially this affair with Diana Ross, who was a rising star and part of the Supremes. Their romance was seen as a scandal by some, but also as a reflection of the complex lives many entertainers lead, full of love, loyalty, and sometimes difficult choices. Ross's decision to leave Smokey was a sign of her respect for her friendship with Claudette and her desire to maintain her integrity. The affair remains part of the many stories about Hollywood and the music industry, showing how personal relationships can sometimes conflict with public images. Their story is just one of many that reveal the tangled personal lives behind fame. Smokey Robinson's involvement with Diana Ross is remembered as a notable, if brief, chapter in the history of iconic Motown artists and their personal struggles. David Duchovny is known not only for his acting talent, but also for his struggles outside of Hollywood. His real-life battle with sex addiction closely paralleled the character he played in the television series Californication, where he portrayed a troubled writer dealing with similar issues. Duchovny publicly acknowledged his addiction and sought treatment to address his problem, showing his willingness to confront his personal challenges. Despite his efforts and treatment, his marriage to Téa Leoni faced difficulties that ultimately led to its end. The struggles Duchovny faced in his personal life became public knowledge and added a layer of complexity to his career. His experiences highlight how personal issues can sometimes mirror the roles actors play on screen, revealing the thin line between an actor's persona and their real life. Duchovny's story of addiction and the subsequent impact on his marriage drew attention and sympathy from fans and the public alike, emphasizing the human side behind the celebrity image. His openness about his struggles also sparked conversations about addiction and mental health issues among Hollywood stars, illustrating that even public figures deal with very private battles. Despite setbacks, Duchovny continues to work and maintain a presence in entertainment, but his past struggles remain a significant part of his story, and a reminder of the challenges faced even by those in the spotlight. After rumors of Eric Bennett cheating on Halle Berry surfaced in the early 2000s, the singer faced serious personal issues that affected his life and career. The stress from these allegations, and the toll they took on his relationships, led him to seek help through rehab, where he focused on overcoming sex addiction. The revelation about his struggles became public knowledge, and contributed to the end of his marriage with Halle Berry in 2005. The breakup was widely reported, and the media often linked the split to his past infidelity and personal challenges. Despite the turmoil, Eric Bennett went through a period of self-reflection and recovery, aiming to rebuild his life and career after addressing his issues. This dark chapter in his life is often mentioned when discussing the complexities behind the scenes of Hollywood relationships, especially those affected by scandal and personal challenges. His journey highlights how personal struggles can impact public figures, leading to difficult choices and significant life changes. Since then, he has been working on his music and personal growth, trying to move past the controversies that once overshadowed his career. The story of Eric Bennett in this context remains a reminder of the personal cost behind public personas and the importance of addressing problems openly and honestly. While these stories remind us that no one is perfect, they also serve as a reminder that fame does not shield anyone from human struggles and flaws. The scandals reveal how temptation and personal choices can have lasting effects on careers, relationships, and public image, often leaving fans surprised or disappointed. Despite the drama displayed on screen, Hollywood stars are still ordinary people facing the same doubts and temptations as everyone else. These betrayals, though painful, show us that behind the cameras, life is often complicated and messy, with secrets and regrets that sometimes come to light in the most shocking ways. Ultimately, these stories highlight the importance of trust, honesty, and understanding, even when someone appears to have it all. The list of the worst cheaters in Hollywood history leaves us contemplating the true nature of fame and the high price some pay for personal mistakes.